So the first one I put on here is, I don't know if it's pronounced Jicama or Jicama. It's the one in Peru, the longest left. I wrote that one down because it's like, I love lefts. It's the longest left in the world. But I kind of, when I was writing that down, I was thinking of like, you ever see like an old couple and the guy checks out like a super young chick and the wife sees the guy, he's like, oh, he wouldn't know what to do with that. That's me. That's how I view this wave. Like, it's sexy, and I'll look at it, but like, I wouldn't know what to do.
You would know exactly what to do with that.
All right, welcome back to the Host Stevie Surf Show. This is Justin. We got Steve in the middle, and I'm Shane. We're gonna be talking about our favorite surf spots, places that we've surfed, and we're also gonna talk about some dream waves. So I'll start us off.
Shane's probably has the most experience too.
Yeah.
I mean,
We'll say
you can have favorite surf spots even if they're like Mission Beach or something. Like,
yeah, I'm guessing you're not gonna say Mission Beach is your favorite surf spot.
No,
top
well,
five.
that one sandbar was kind of good. Yeah, I had somebody be like, "Oh, you're that guy that always surfs tourmaline, right?" And I was like, "Oh no."
Who said that?
Just somebody like some.
You kind of do that. You surf.
I've had like 3 people say that about tourmaline, and I didn't surf that wave. I surfed it maybe like 15 times in the first 8 years I lived next to it. Like, I surfed it like twice a year.
You do live there. Anybody that watches this and you see Shane anywhere that he surfs, please go up to him and say, "Hey, you're the guy that surfs tourmaline."
I'll see you guys at tourmaline. All right. So
but you just did all those interviews at tourmaline too. Like, you go there a lot.
So my favorite wave I've ever surfed is a spot Karamas.
Yeah.
It's in Bali.
We never hit that.
On purpose.
Right, you never hit that, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's a right. So
exactly.
yeah, why would you? But I'm regular. Yeah, when we go to Bali, let's go.
But it's like a little bit of a
place by Karamas, and you can drive across.
Yeah. We'll talk. We got some interesting Bali stuff, but isn't it a drive from Ulu? We were kind of like stay at Ulu.
About an hour.
And that was the problem. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We got lost multiple times. Like,
how'd you get there?
Some random guy to like show us where it was, and he was like super chill about it.
That's
like,
cool.
Oh wait, this sounds like back in the day before they had Grab or what is it? Go.
Yeah, Grab.
I
Gojek.
don't even know what that is.
You don't know Grab? It's just like Uber for over there.
Oh no,
It's so easy. You pay like $1, you can go anywhere.
Yeah.
No, I went in 2009. There was like no Karama villas or whatever the place is called. There was like nothing. It was like rice fields and like a little dirt lot.
That's awesome.
No, there's nothing.
So how'd you find it?
We
Did you have a scooter or did you take a taxi?
First time we were on scooters and we got super lost, and we found some guy he had surfboard racks on the side of his moped but no board, and we're like, "Hey, we're trying to find Karamas, like where is it? Like,
where did you go
pay
from?
You to like show us." And he's like some local Indo guy. He's like, "Yeah, I'll take you there or whatever." Like he was super chill about it. We were like, "Thank you." Like,
where were you coming from?
The Bukit, like Uluwatu, yeah. And
it's like some original Finder type vibes.
I was like 40 years too late.
2009. 2009 in Bali is like 1970 in California.
Yeah,
like, it's changed so much.
Yeah.
My buddy's dad,
we got to get in on that before it's 2050.
The place you're staying, they had been going to Bali since like 1970. Like they were going to Indo in the 70s, and they were like, it was dirt roads, there were no villas, like it was.
Honestly, though, that is like, if you only care about the surf, but Bali is so much more than surf. Yeah. Like, it wouldn't be as fun, I think, if it didn't have like all the cool restaurants and bars.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But if you only care about surf, that would obviously be better.
Yeah.
Better with less people.
Snorkeling was epic. I went to the north side for a couple days. The rice paddies were gorgeous.
Yeah. That's awesome.
The food was sick. Like,
did they have any nice like places though to stay? Because like now everything's like super nice. All the Airbnbs and everything.
It was really the place we stayed. We got really lucky. The guy that I think it's Surf Aid International, we got to just stay in his place because he was out of town. He's like really good friends with my buddy's dad, so we just got to stay there
work
for free
or just from a friend of a friend.
They'd known each other just because they'd been going to Indo together for like 20 or 30 years. They were like old friends, and he's like, "Oh, you can just stay in my place till I get back." And we met these people right next door to us. They were from South Africa, and he's like, "Yeah, I'd piss my ex-wife off if I let you guys stay here for free, so I'm gonna do it." So we winged ourselves into another free place for like another week and a half.
I didn't think that was the direction you were going with it.
And then he was like, "Yeah, you just stay there, just like pay the maids and the security guys." And we're like, "How much is that?" And he's like, like $30 a week or something for each of them. We're like, okay, like, sure, we can pay that. Like,
Deal.
and we like tipped them and like left a bunch of like clothes and like extra stuff, and we were
That's
leaving.
cool.
And so yeah, we got like 3 out of the 4 weeks or 3.5 weeks just completely covered for free.
That's crazy. Well, 'cause I thought it was you said Sovereign Republic you worked for or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought maybe it was that connection. Because didn't you go out there with them?
No, I never got to go. No, I got stuck in San Diego writing their blog posts and social media posts that they would send me while I'm like watching my boys
that's a
score, and I'm just
nightmare.
like,
That's the difference with host Stevie. All right, I take you there.
The boys are scoring right now.
I'm just
It's
writing
sick.
about it.
No,
But anyways, Karamas.
yeah, so Karama's epic wave, super good right hand, reef break, most fun place I've ever surfed. My next one is Sandbar up in Santa Barbara. It also used to be way better. There's a ton of sand at the bottom of it.
Is that different than Sand Spit?
No, but
No, it's the same.
yeah, but we
Okay.
call it Sandbar.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So is that like people that say the wedge, and then all the people that live at Wedge, they're like, it's not the wedge, it's wedge.
Or saying
They're
Cali.
like that.
It's like saying Cali. It's like nails in a chalkboard.
Yeah.
No, it's Sandbar. Like, because there's a Sandspit Road in Santa Barbara too that you would like potentially confuse people with, and it's nowhere near Sandspit. It's like 15 miles away. It's out by campus. Next one, it's a Wave and Hollister Ranch, and even though it's localized and secret, you're not getting on there anyways. It's called Little Drakes, and it's like this just urchin infested right hand
Isn't that
reef break, and it's super sketchy and scary, and like, yeah, it's
Isn't that the private one?
yeah.
So
You can
can't-
boat in, but like if the waves are good, they'll just paddle out to your boat and like pop your inflatable or whatever, like unscrew your outboard and just throw
No,
it
they
over the side.
won't. No, they won't.
100%.
Still, see, when we were
100%.
talking about localism on the last one, I was like, when they like take it that far, that's like a little.
Yeah, they're mean.
Nobody does that anymore.
No, like
Bro, you
Cappy
can't take
and
it
some of the
that
guys
far.
absolutely will do that. They're mean. Like, it's the type of place where if you go onto the beach because you're outboard or whatever, you try to sneak on, like the security guys are like walking up to you with shotguns out. Like, it's
Yeah, but they're not
Is this
gonna
in the
like.
US or is this?
yeah.
Really?
It's up in, like,
But they're not gonna
California
shoot
area.
you.
No, but they don't know what you're doing there, and they're like.
But like a
ranchers and
surfer
shit.
isn't gonna go to your boat and like mess it up. As a surfer, because then it
100%.
comes down to like, what are you gonna do?
It's like, I'm
Then-
telling you.
no,
that.
Okay, but so then like all this stuff boils down to like, oh, you're gonna like fuck with pop my tires, pop my inflatable.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna shoot you then, and so like that's what it all like will boil down to. And I feel like we're past that stage of like we've evolved to past that shit. Like, what
Not
are you gonna
that-
do then?
not
Like
that
bring
spot.
bring guns
Not
out?
there.
It's America. You can't do that.
This is America. I think they welcome that behavior.
No, because like I feel like other countries you can like shoot people and like.
No.
And it's not as
think
big
you got
of a deal.
confused there. The ranchers are the people that live at Hollister Ranch are the people that are able to drive up and surf it. Then other people boat in.
Yeah.
So the people that live there and can be there, they are farmers and ranchers, and so they both fuck with people's boats. And if you come on land, the security people that run that allow people in and out, they're
get
the
that
ones
part.
with guns also.
I get that part, but
And they're not
who's-
just murdering people. They have guns because they don't know if you're going to attack someone on your private property. And in America,
Yeah.
in most states, if you attack someone on their private property,
It's
you
open
can
season.
shoot them.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's different than like surfing
Yeah.
a spot and they go to your boat and take your motor off, which you just
Yeah.
said.
Well, I don't think it's cool, but
Some
that is
Navy
what
SEAL
happens.
shit.
Yeah.
So then that's
That
not
has happened.
that's not the security, that's not the
No, different
ranchers, that's
people.
just surfers.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's
But
what I'm saying.
But
Like,
the surfers own the land that
So
the
is it the
ranchers
ranchers?
farm on.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Because you have to own. You have
so it's
to
not just
own
like rich
land.
people, it's like farmers.
You have to own land to go surf that wave from the beach. You have to own a third of a parcel to have a house on it. A
Post
parcel's
TV
100
Ranch
acres.
coming 2025.
Yeah, it's only I think like a third of a parcel where you could get like 3 names on it. I think it's only like a couple million. Sell the warehouse, get a Hollister Ranch property.
The Bali ROI is way better. You're gonna have a $500,000 restaurant.
Yeah, no, the ranch is ridiculous. Also, Blacks, love that wave, super fun. Point Magoo, it's basically like up north's version of Blacks, but it's on a military base, and you gotta have you gotta have a permit.
How far
to
up
go out
north?
there. It's Oxnard area. but it's
Is that Santa Barbara?
fairly fickle, and like it's kind of like DMJs or
See, yeah, that's what I thought you were
waves.
talking about at first.
Yeah.
When you said military.
Yeah.
Those are some good ones.
Nice. Yeah, I've been to Blacks.
Yeah.
That's the only
It's a
one.
good wave.
Right? You had Karamas. What were the other ones?
Karamas, Sandbar, Little Drakes, Blacks, and Point Magoo.
So you
Blacks
have-
is why I moved to San Diego. I surfed there a few times when I was visiting because my buddy was in college, and I was like, I'm moving here. This is
Yeah.
So I feel like you don't surf there that much anymore.
No, it never was like the first time I visited was like some of the best sand there's ever been. It's never really been quite the same. And I go every now and then, but I've like tweaked my knee a few times and just like now with my ear, it's generally too big at Blacks when it's good to go anyways. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
So
I
you've
go every
actually
now and then.
surfed that Little Drake spot?
Yeah.
It was pretty mellow when you were there, or did you see that localism?
Yeah, we'd pull up, park on the beach. You'd look at what cars were there, and if it was like it was like Cappy or like one of the guys that notoriously had like fucked with boats and stuff, you were like, all right, let's go surf somewhere else. Mm-hmm. Like you don't paddle out.
Oh, wow.
Because it would come back on my buddy's dad, and
Oh,
it'd be a whole like drama. Like, hey, we were out here. Why are these kids paddling out on us? Like you just don't.
It's like
surf.
old school Venice, dude.
It's really gnarly. Yeah.
Damn.
And it
It's
would
the
be
Wild
like.
West.
Yeah, because I mean, if like, and his dad would be like, if you see those guys out, don't go there because they're not gonna hurt you, but they're gonna tell me, and I'm gonna like get flack for it. So like, you're going there because.
But wait,
I know
what if
so
he gets?
Don't go.
So what if he gets flack for it?
He'd get burned on all those waves probably, and like he doesn't want to get burned on all those waves.
Gotcha.
He hasn't lived there as long as some of those guys, and it's very hierarchy there, and it's one of those places where like that's where I learned about that you paddle for 3 paddles and that's your wave, that's your turn. Like don't paddle for something you're not going to catch. Like don't snowball people's waves. Like if one of the local guys is going, you don't even start.
Don't even
paddle
look at
it.
it.
Yeah,
Don't even look at me.
because I wanted to get back up
Cover your
there,
eyes.
so I behaved myself very well because I was like I don't want to stand out and like cause ruckus for my friend's dad. And
I like that.
Yeah, it's.
I
don't
like
love
the
it.
I like the learning
But-
process of it. I don't like the fact that those spots exist.
Yeah.
But time and place, So my waves here. So I kind of have a limited experience when it comes to like surfing. I've only surfed like Northwest California, Bali, and Mexico. Right. So I got a kind of slim pickings here, but Uluwatu minus the crowds, that was pretty fun. Especially on like days where it was like
I don't
slightly
think we
bigger.
can minus crowds. I think you have to factor everything.
Well, you got to factor everything in. But like Uluwatu by itself, the wave itself was. I remember the first wave I caught there and just seeing a line for the end of time, and it was like, that was surreal. It was just like, holy cow! I have so much room for play here. But again, like you got to navigate the crowds, which honestly I like. Like the competitive nature of me comes out when I'm at those spots, and I really like it because you kind of have to like, I don't know, earn your wave, which is kind of cool.
I was thinking about that this morning when it was just me and Nico out there. I was like, if this was Bali, this would suck. Like competing with everybody.
Totally. I would never want to do that every day, but like it keeps you on your toes. It keeps you sharp. I every once in a while, like once a month, I do like to go to a spot, especially if I'm kind of slacking off and only surfing Mission Beach or something like that. I like going to Blacks, or I like going to even the Jetty or something like that, where I have to kind of like stay sharp.
Yeah.
It's good.
Exactly.
But also, I'm kind of like a novelty guy. So like one of the funnest surf sessions I had was at the Golden Gate Bridge. Didn't catch very many waves, but it was
that picture
iconic.
looks so cool.
Yeah, that photo is super sick. I'm so stoked CC got that. But
Get yourself a girlfriend that is a photographer.
yeah,
Takes pictures.
that's a
Did she have a camera? I forget. We were talking about this earlier.
that was on a camera for sure.
Yeah.
It didn't have a
So
good
she just needs the
zoom.
lens.
She needs
Gotcha.
a better lens for sure. That photo would have been
Photo's good.
Freaking
Nothing
sick.
wrong with that photo.
Yeah.
That photo is perfect.
but kind of a give me, but Blacks, it is a freaking good wave. It's a really good wave. The crowd can suck, but for San Diego,
I'm gonna
it's
not
awesome.
vote for Blacks because I don't like the crowd. But
Yeah,
go on.
fair. And it is kind of like it's a sporty crowd. Everybody there,
Dude,
not
they're so
everybody,
good.
but they're good. So
Yeah.
and also it's like one of those spots where everybody's good, and we've all kind of come to this understanding that like no rules apply here. We're all kind of for the most part go for what we can, unless it's like a better day, and then it kind of just like self regulates itself. But
I'm always surprised how many beginners I see there. And I'm like, you picked literally the hardest wave to surf with the most crowd and the longest walk down, and you're coming to this as a beginner.
Yeah.
This is weird. You get like the best of the best and some bad people.
But they're never, like, those guys are always just sitting there. Like, I've never seen a whole lot of those guys get in the way or catch waves. A bunch of spots I will never name in Baja. Like, you guys can go find it yourself, and you will find it. That's the thing. It's like, go down there and you will find the good waves, but I'm not going to tell you where they're at. Yeah. I've had some epic days in Baja, and not my favorite spot to surf, but one of the best sessions I've ever had in my life was like 2 months ago at Calumet Park. That was freaking sick. I remember.
I'm never going there again. That's on my list of never to dos again.
Yeah, it can be kind of shallow. It's rocky.
It's super crowded now.
It can get crowded, but
very bad now. Yeah, like I feel like the crowd's 10 times since I moved there. Like 11 years ago. It's
I didn't see
how much more crowded it is.
I lived here for like 2-3 years before I even knew it was a spot, and then I don't know. I went there on like a really big day where everybody was at the reefs and everybody was at, which I guess it is kind of it's a reef, right? Yeah. But everybody was in Bird Rock, Blacks Beach, La Jolla. And there wasn't a whole lot of people at Calumet, and I ended up having a really fun session. So I wouldn't put that as like my favorite spot, but one of my most memorable surf sessions was there. But that's my 5.
Yo, I'm gonna stun you guys with the my number 1 pick, or maybe not stun you guys. If you've seen the daily surf reports, Mission Beach, baby.
Mission Beach.
Wouldn't change
I couldn't
it.
get you to go anywhere else.
All right, we just lost all of our listeners.
Please don't come and crowd it. But so
please do not come
it's not good.
The thing about Mission Beach is so like all the waves these guys are talking about are so crowded, and then Mission, it was me and Nico surfing this morning. As far as the eyes could see, me and one other person. I'm like, where else in California, or at least San Diego, like, can you do this? Nowhere. It's like it doesn't get more crowded because it's not that good of a wave
now.
But sometimes it is.
It's not
and
gonna get
the thing is, there's one street for everyone that doesn't know. There's one street that goes. The ocean's on one side, the bay is on the other side. So there's no parking unless you live there.
True.
It's not a good wave usually, and so like it's convenient because I live there, and it's always the least crowded. So I will take that over like quality. I'll take wave count over wave quality all the time. And I think it's amazing that in 2024 it can still be me and one other guy out there. And I love that. What were you saying about that one in like Selena Cruz, Barra?
Oh yeah.
Is that like your favorite or favorite one to go?
I haven't surfed it.
Gotcha. So I'm gonna put that as like one of the top. Very, very crowded and hard to get a wave there, but man, it's an amazing, perfect wave. Gotta like take a boat to it. We were like, took the boat there, and then they're like, the storm's coming after we surfed for like an hour. So we're like charging back. It starts raining. We're trying to eat like peanut butter sandwiches, and we're just getting like thrown everywhere. The rain's everywhere. It was a mess. That was pretty fun. Anywhere in Selena Cruz, honestly, just like endless rights, which apparently are a lot more crowded now. I haven't been in a few years, but I love rights, and I mean, there's so many good spots there. That could be the rest of my top 5. What else do we got? Anything like? Not. I'm just thinking of like uncrowded ones. Bali's cool, but it's lefts, and I don't like lefts. But we found this one secret sandbar. Sand bottom. So first of all, Bali is all reefs and lefts, and yet somehow Justin coordinated our villa, one of our villas, at a right hand. I think it went both ways, but it was sand bottom. And that's probably where I want to take the team in a few months, pending some other news. But so I'll leave that one unnamed, but the right hand sand bottom in Bali we'll add that to my top 5, and we'll just say the rest of Selena Cruz is the rest. Nice. If we're naming our future spots, we got 8 minutes to go.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some dream waves you want to surf?
So again, I'm kind of like a novelty surfer, like. So the first one I put on here is, I don't know if it's pronounced Jicama or Jicama. It's the one in Peru, the longest left.
Jicama, I think.
Yeah, but I think I wrote that one down because it's like I love lefts. It's the longest left in the world. But I kind of, when I was writing that down, I was thinking of like, You ever see like an old couple and the guy checks out like a super young chick and the wife sees the guy, he's like, oh, he wouldn't know what to do with that. That's me. That's how I view this wave. Like, it's sexy, and I'll look at it, but, like, I wouldn't know what to do.
You would know exactly what to do with that. I think the wife's just jealous. I don't think she thinks he doesn't know what to do with it.
It's all a charade. I would rip that thing.
You would definitely rip that.
I really want to see Morocco just as a place, let alone it does have good surfing. So, Morocco's up there. Same thing with Patagonia.
Wait, why?
Because
I don't think that looks that interesting. It looks desert.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like it's North Africa, but it's got Middle Eastern culture. I got some family that have been there. It just seems cool, and the markets and everything about it.
Really good
seems,
food.
Yeah, it just seems like
What
a
kind of
completely
food?
different world.
Moroccan food.
Like, yeah. It's probably the stuff
Moroccan
that I
food?
don't
It's
like.
really
I don't like
good.
spicy or saucy, so I probably won't
that's
like
exactly
it.
what
Yeah.
it is. You hated that.
Um,
It's not like visually. A lot of things are more like curry type stuff, or it's not like super visually, but the flavors are just so good.
totally.
Yeah.
Have you been there?
No, I really want to go though.
Okay.
But I like Moroccan.
Shane has a food kink, so
I do.
he'll definitely be
Chip
doing
kink.
his cucumber chip reviews from
we
Morocco.
were talking about that today.
so bad. I hate cucumber chips.
Yeah.
Don't get cucumber lays. They're awful.
I don't even know where you find these.
Canceled.
99 Ranch has them.
Oh, interesting.
Don't
Oh,
buy
you
them.
think you're Asian
Don't buy
supermarkets,
those. The spicy crayfish were like 100 times better.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. But anyways,
All right,
my
go
last
on.
two real quick. Patagonia. I'd like to surf
That
that
cold?
place. Very cold, but like just again scenery. Like I can fly fish
You love cold.
and see the nature and fit and surf. And there's gonna be nobody out surfing Patagonia, so it'd be kind of cool. And then this one is like very near and dear to my heart. I want to go back to Dutch Harbor and the Aleutian Islands of Alaska and find waves. There's a lot of spots out there that do have solid surf that nobody knows about.
Yeah.
And going back to like my crab fishing days, I spent a lot of time in Dutch Harbor. I would like to go back there with the board and see what I can find.
You've discovered. You might know the secret spot.
I do know
That's
the
the one
secret
you told
spot.
me
There's
about,
a
right?
spot there that breaks that maybe 50 people to 150 people know about. I don't know how many times it's been surfed, but
Sounds
it is
crazy,
a good
but
spot.
we will get the boots on the ground if he ever goes
I
there.
really hope so one day.
And expose the spot that nobody's ever going to take that much time and effort to go to.
Yeah.
Like, even if
And
you-
why would you? There's
yeah.
way
Yeah.
better spots. There's way warmer places. It's expensive. It's hard to get to. It's hard to predict.
But Justin loves hard things.
I do. Yeah. It's my kink.
I tried to make it not sexual, but I was like, as I'm
Alright.
saying this.
Anyway, Shane, your turn here, pal.
Hard to follow that one up. My dream wave, there's a wave called the Snake that Mick Fanning went to on the Search.
Oh.
It's just the raciest, fastest right hand. It's a novelty wave. It breaks like a couple times a year. It's like no one really knows.
Do you know where that is?
I kind of think I know where it is because I've
Did it get
scoured Google
exposed?
Maps, but no, I don't think.
Because
it
I
is.
thought there was drama. I watched Stab's thing about, I think, didn't, like, who sponsored it? Quicksilver or
Rip Curl.
Rip Curl? And then they, like, paid, I might be wrong about this, but they, like, they wanted to find, like, the craziest wave that nobody knew about. And then one of the, I forget who it is in the surf industry that is a good surfer, and he also cares about money. He, like, sold it to Rip Curl so that they could make their video there, and then everyone hated him for exposing the spot because I thought it got, like, out in the industry where it was.
I don't know.
But I don't know where it is.
It breaks like 4 days a year. It'd be ridiculous.
Yeah, I wouldn't be
you're
able to
buying last
make it
minute
anyways.
tickets. It takes forever to get to. It's a dream wave that I'll never surf it.
Yeah.
Because it's like taking a surf trip to the East Coast. Like you might score, but you're not gonna.
Yeah.
Like, you're probably not gonna. Barra for sure. That wave looks sick. I like big hollow kind of point breaks like that. Might be too big for my ear though, so that's like another thing. Like if a big south swell came, I'd have to find some smaller wave nearby, which I'm sure is possible. But another one, I don't know the name of it, but there's this Mason Ho video where he's surfing this like crazy wedge in Brazil, like a right hand wedge off some rocks. I'll try to find a clip of it, but that wave looks sick. I love wedgie. Like wedgie beach breaks are my favorite. My top 5 I've surfed. I had Newport Beach on there, like 54th Street back in the day. It was like super wedgy and really fun. Now the sand sucks and it's like a lot of waves. It's just not what it used to be.
But you like rocks? You
No,
wanna
like
deal with
wedges.
it? Yeah, but you said it was a rocky because he'll only surf rocky places.
No,
right?
it's not like
you don't
his-
want to like rock hop to.
Oh God, no. I do it sometimes at some waves in La Jolla, and like I bounced off one the other week, and I was like, "What am I doing here?
Yeah.
Like, this
It's not worth
hurts."
it.
I really want to go to Waco. Like I'm down. Like I'm stoked on our Palm Springs trip.
Yeah,
but
what
Waco
about that?
looks like a better wave, and I'm sure
I
they're
got
both
some
pretty fun.
insider info about Palm
Oh.
Springs, but I guess that's for a different day.
Okay.
From Chance went there already.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta talk to
We'll
that
save
guy.
that lip for later.
And then Cloud9 in the Philippines. It's like this crazy slab reef break thing. And it looks ridiculous. It looks like
Wait,
kinda like
Cloud9 is
ramen.
Philippines? What's Fiji?
Cloud Break. Cloud9's on Siargao, I think. Yeah, I think it's on Siargao. But yeah, and that's like the really surfer cool island to go
Yeah.
to. That's what like a lot of people recommend. Like really good culture. It's kind of like the Bali of the Philippines.
Isn't Philippines by Bali?
It's in the same
I'm
vicinity.
so bad
but-
at geography.
They're probably like 400 miles apart, 500.
Oh,
But
that's so
it's not
close.
that
Yeah.
far. That's 400 miles.
I
Yeah,
have
that's
no
bro.
idea.
That's like 2 states away. Or, yeah.
Yeah.
Is that your 5?
Yep.
Yep.
Do you have time for yours?
We got a couple minutes left. I got really nothing. I'm very happy with what I got. I probably will live in Mission Beach forever, or maybe Bali. But I'll always take the least crowded. Okay, yeah, 1,500 miles.
It's 1,500 miles. It's way
Oh.
further, but, but yeah,
I just want warm.
Still not a long flight though.
11 hours.
What? No, from here. But like, if
Oh.
you're in Southeast Asia already.
That's 11 from Bali to Siargao, but I assume there's connecting
Oh,
flights.
well then,
I
fuck
just looked
everything
up-
I
I
just
just
said.
looked up
Well,
how-
Justin wants to get on a ferry and take his scooter and sleep on the freaking underneath the boat. I don't know where you slept on that
I
trip.
didn't sleep. That's the problem. That's why I crashed.
Run over a snake or a tree stump or whatever. But I'm gonna say anywhere warm. I like warm and uncrowded. So I already found like the perfect spot, and I could also like thought about building a house there. But it kind of depends like what you want. If you want to separate yourself from like people, or if you want to be like around people, Bali's great. If you want to go away from people, that spot we surfed in Nicaragua, I think it was the last day that we were there, that we drove to, literally nobody out, and like every wave was barreling, and they had houses starting at like 150,000. But then you're just like away from everything. You're in this like one little like kind of like HOA community, and that's it. We drove like an hour and a half to get there from wherever we were staying. But dude, the whole beach was empty until like 3 people surfed with us for a little bit. There's our timer. And so that's like the dream. I've already done it. All. I hit my dream waves. But we got Palm Springs to go to, so that's on the list.
So excited for that.
We're gonna take the team there, and don't know if we're doing a private session yet. We gotta look into more details. I found like a little in between of like less crowded than a public session. There's like 6 people only limited to, but it's not as expensive as the private. But we'll get into all those juicy details. But I'm excited to go back to my secret right hand sand bottom in Bali with the team in a couple months, hopefully. So yeah,
Sweet.
good spots.
I think that wraps it up. Yeah.
That's the pod.
Amen.